Yeah. What's going on, guys? This is your man, Real Deal, Steele, coming to you live on a Monday night. How's it going, guys? Good to see you all. We are just getting started. We've got, I got so much to lay in with you guys tonight. A lot of stories, a lot of interesting stuff, some quirky stuff, some fun stuff as well. So just make yourselves at home. Whatever you got going on over there, whether it's from herbal tea to a stiff cocktail and everything in between. Welcome to Steele Live. I am Steele, and yeah, we're just going to crack into it. But before that, if you could just smash that like button. Takes a split second of your time, doesn't cost you a dime. Number one thing you can do to help a new emerging channel like this get up in front of those tricky YouTube algorithms. That's hugely appreciated. And also, if you're brand new here, if you'd like to subscribe and hit the notification bell, we've got an awesome community here. Looks like I might be having some lag issues. I think I might know why. Just give me a moment to remedy it. Just a moment. I think I know what's going on. I'm going to minimize these graphics because they could be eating up a lot of my graphics stuff here. That eats up a lot of power. So we're just going to see if that helps. That might help there. Yeah, so if you take a moment to smash that like button, that'd be awesome. And if you're new here, welcome aboard. We've got an awesome little community here. Who do we got up in the chat tonight? We've got Zombie Doge Army. We've got Beef Supreme. We've got Jonathan Dilly. We've got Eric. Welcome, Eric. Welcome back. Welcome, Larry Ramirez. Hector the Dude. Abstractus Artemis. Art. What is going on? Triple Distilled, what is up? Sliding Edge, hello. Fatali, of course. Slay Blaze, Particle, Ramon. We've got Ramon. We got Zero Fox. We've got Hump Deezy. We've got Gabe. The list goes on. Great to see you guys. Awesome to see you guys. You know, we are just keeping on, doing it to it. I'm coming back to the mat night after night to keep the Doge Momentum high, keep the Doge Momentum strong, and keep doing it all night long. Can you dig it? Also, if you feel compelled to super chat anytime throughout this broadcast, that's hugely appreciated for time and efforts. And feel free to ask me whatever questions or comments you'd like as the episode moves on. And I'm just going to get right to the top story tonight, and we're going to be moving in through several. And this came courtesy of payments.com, which is a digital currency website. And this came out yesterday, actually. And I don't know how I missed this, but this is huge. This is major. Report shows nearly 60%. Listen to this, guys. Nearly 60% of consumers want to buy stuff with crypto. Wow. The individuals who buy and hold cryptocurrency, and even those who don't, agree on one thing. They think digital currencies should be able to be used to make everyday purchases, despite the fact that many obstacles to mainstream status still exist. The new cryptocurrencies payments playbook, cryptocurrencies gain momentum as a payment option. Payments and BitPay collaboration analyzed a census balance survey of more than 8,000 U.S. consumers who were former and current cryptocurrency owners and cryptocurrency non-owners alike. So summarizing this terrain, 2/3 of the people surveyed who have held cryptocurrencies purchased to them make transactions per the playbook. So this is just incredible numbers we got coming out of here. A whopping 60% of current or former cryptocurrency holders would be extremely interested in using crypto as a payment method if it meant they could obtain discounts. This share goes up 65% among holders who already make and or have made purchases with cryptos, and shrinks to 51% among those who have not. Also, this is an important caveat too. Researchers found that 23% of non-holders would be highly interested in paying with cryptocurrencies if they were offered discounts. So this is really, really fascinating data that's coming out. So 60% of all consumers in the United States want the ability to pay with cryptocurrency. What does that tell you? That tells you that there's an entire huge market waiting, just waiting in the wings, folks, waiting in the wings for this to happen. Obviously, the majority of that 60% aren't even cryptocurrency holders, folks. But they are just waiting for the opportunity to pay with digital currency. People want the freedom of choice. People want this option. They want it on the table right alongside with their fiat, with their credit card options. They want cryptocurrency options right there, right next to it, folks. Right there, right next to it. Eric says, drinking some Coronas here in Indiana. Cheers. Kamal, welcome. We appreciate you and we dig it. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Fatali starting things off with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Fatali, for this $2 super chat. Show Steele some love. Love people. We love Steele and Sadaf. Sadaf isn't with us tonight, but she will be back either tomorrow or the next night. I'm waiting to hear back from her, but she will be back soon enough. So yeah, I thought that was really, really both fascinating and encouraging news. And the next story I have here, Dogecoin price. This comes courtesy of FX Street, guys. It says Dogecoin price might slide 20% as on-chain metrics scream sell. Dogecoin price eyes a major retracement as it gets rejected at the 21.3 resistance level. Transaction data indicates a recent sell-off could exacerbate if Doge produces a close below 20 cents, a breach of 23 cents to create a higher high could invalidate the bearish outlook. Dogecoin price set up a multiple higher highs since June 17th, but is currently showing weakness indicated in shift trend. On-chain metrics suggest that losing critical support level might trigger a slew of selling pressure, pushing Doge lower. Dogecoin price attempts a lower high. It goes on to explain that. Look, here are my thoughts on this in a nutshell. If we look back at how the market has breathed over the last 6 months even, you don't even have to look back that far. Consistently over the last 6 months, one of the most typical things that happens is Bitcoin, both Bitcoin and Ethereum, will outpace Dogecoin for days at a time. And then they'll retrace, and then all of a sudden we will see Dogecoin break out on its own for a few days to the upwards anywhere from 15 to 30% outside, blazing its own path outside of Bitcoin. And it seemed to have followed this pattern. And we're kind of in the middle of that right now. Sliding Edge coming in with a $2 super chat. Will you spend Doge on Brazil's dog burger treat? It seems like a lot of hassle for me in the United States to buy some dog treats through a Brazilian Burger King with my Doge, but but I guess if they would send them, I'm sure I would order a few. I don't think that service is probably offered to Americans, but you know what? At least it's a great first step to see Doge mixing it up with the Burger King brand. Because today it's dog treats in Brazil, tomorrow it's Whoppers in Sacramento, right? So this is a nice cross-branding to see. Nice cross-branding to see. Zero Fox watching a Bob Lazar show on Discovery. Guy who says he worked in Area 51. Dude looks related to Upshot. You know, I saw Bob Lazar on an episode of Joe Rogan. a couple years ago, and it was a pretty fascinating episode. Pretty fascinating stuff. And Bob Lazar is often hailed as being one of the more credible voices in people that claim to have had extraterrestrial experiences. Andrew asks, what do you think about Hood? I've heard of it, but I don't know enough about it. I'd have to look it up, check out some charting before I could even begin to formulate a proper opinion on it. Josh Randell disavows is in the house. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you, sir. So, you know, what I make of these reports, whenever I see Dogecoin kind of trading sideways or retracing, well, Bitcoin and Ethereum take off. If history is going to repeat itself, as it many times does when it comes to the crypto marketplace, usually means that Dogecoin's about to pump on its own for a few days. So we are seeing today, however, an entire market retracement. I wouldn't say this. Some people are calling it a severe retracement today. Folks, this doesn't qualify as a severe retracement. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. This is a minor retracement, a minor full market retracement today. And also something very important to keep in mind. Bitcoin, for example, anytime it's had a bit of a bull run like it's just come out of, where we had 10 or 11 days in a row with green candles that were in the green with Bitcoin, it inevitably goes into a retracement. But anytime it's had that long of a green stretch, within the next 30 days, Bitcoin sees a huge jump, almost to 100%. So keep in mind, folks, it wasn't that long ago. It wasn't that long ago that Bitcoin was down at 28,000. It got all the way down there. That wasn't that long ago, guys. And just for some perspective, those of you who might be discouraged, Bitcoin is trading comfortably over 38,000 right now. And it's up about 10.5% for the month. The weekly metric is really of no use right now because this is the first day of the week, right? This is the first day of the week. But overall, the trajectory has been extremely positive lately for Bitcoin. Again, if history is any indication of this, I think that we are going to stay in a full market kind of retracement here. Minor retracement. I think we're going to stay here probably for a few more days before ramping up and taking off again. I mean, I can't say for sure that's going to be the case, but in all likelihood and probability, I think that's if history is any good reference for this, and it often is, I think that's what we're looking at. So let's see what's going on here. Fatali says he loves Mama Crypto long time. Okay. Slayblaze says I was waiting to buy into Hood until it dropped a whole 30. Oopsie. Yep. And the next story we've got here, folks, is through Crypto Slate. Crypto Slate is reporting Polkadot, Dogecoin dump 5% as crypto markets correct. The crypto market saw a sudden correction last night after days of consecutive green candles. What I tell you, folks, the crypto market saw a minor sell-off this morning on the back of regulatory developments out of America. Yes, the SEC. We're going to talk about that momentarily, too. The SEC shooting another shot across the bow about incoming potential regulation from the SEC on crypto. With some large cap cryptocurrencies dropping as much as 5%. Leading the red charts were high-speed blockchain protocol Polkadot and Dogecoin that fell equally at 5% as of Tuesday morning, but were slightly recovering as of time press. Polkadot trades at $17 as of Tuesday afternoon, while Doge saw buying at 19-cent price level. And then Bitcoin fell about 3.7%, and Ethereum dropped about 4.5%. So this is, I think this is healthy market behavior. I think we're seeing a minor retracement across the board, whether it's through Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the way down from Dogecoin, all the way down to your more obscure altcoins, even all your tokens and your BSC red light district coins are all seeing retracement as well. So from top to bottom, we are in I would call this a healthy market retracement. I don't think this is anything to be super alarmed over. I think we are sitting in a place that's getting ready to rev up and go again. Generous super chat coming through from Chris W. For $19.99. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate the generous super chat and the support. Chris says, was the biggest whale for Upcoin. Never sold until I saw Upshot released. Oh, wow. Wow, Chris, are you saying you were the biggest whale for Upcoin? If so, that is really tragic. Never sold until I saw Upshot released. Oh, let's move forward. Let's take off with Doge. Chris coming in with a generous super chat and huge news, saying that he, I believe that's what he's saying, was the biggest whale for Upcoin. Wow, what a hit. And I'm sorry to hear that. You know, Chris, I was with Sadaf. Sadaf, you guys remember that? Those of you that were here, that was Sadaf's first night on the air with me as a co-host. And boy, did she did she start on quite a night, because that is the night while we were live when all that started unfolding in real time on the air. Upshot went missing. The Upcoin just completely tanked. I got a cryptic final message from Upshot telling me to sell my Upcoin because the whales were selling. That's what he told me. And so what's interesting is the big excuse was from Upshot was that the whales were selling. And if it's true what Chris says, that he was the biggest Upcoin whale who didn't sell until it was all too late, well, that's actually pretty newsworthy in terms of that story, right? So if that's true, that kind of conflicts with the narrative that it was entirely the whale's fault, right? Because if that's true, if what he's saying is true, if Chris was the largest Upcoin whale and he wasn't selling, just makes you think, folks. It just makes you think. Yeah, so it's just interesting. It's just interesting. And I remember I was trying, as those of you who were watching the show that night, I was trying my best to make sense of everything as it was transpiring, as information was flying at me, and it was flying at me from multiple directions. And it was difficult to wrap my head around, because I considered Upshot to be such a close ally to me and friend to me in this space as Doge-centric content creators. And so here I had the responsibility on my live show of dealing with the fact that something not so good was going on in the way Upshot was handling this whole thing. I also had a responsibility to many folks who watch my show who themselves were Upcoin investors to just be as straightforward and honest as I could about my thoughts on what I saw unfolding. And as you recall, I said, you guys, I'm not saying this is a rug pull, but what I am saying is this does not look good. This does not look good, especially when all the socials started shutting down, the Twitter, the YouTube page. For whatever reason, the Instagram was stayed up. I'm not sure if it's still up, but that was something, man. That was really something. Yeah, and I think it continues to be a topic of fascination because he was revered as such a trusted voice as far as in the Dogecoin community. So for him to handle things the way that he did, no matter if it was whether it was more spontaneous or if it was pre-planned, more of malicious intent, it still had pretty devastating effects on the community that he built. I mean, he had a very large channel. He had about 75,000 subscribers to my about going on 4,200 subscribers, right? But it's just the way it is. Here comes a guy, a user that comes in here sometimes under the name Upshot. Says, "Hi guys, Upshot here." So, good times. Yeah, it wouldn't be an episode of Steven Steele Live without that, would it, folks? Would it? I'm going to go to the next story here. This comes courtesy of Cointelegraph, and this will take us to one of the biggest stories of the night. And that is, can Ethereum 2.0 outpace the mighty Bitcoin? Is it possible? Well, I am about to discuss that now, and would love to get your guys' thoughts on this too. And I'm going to lay out some reasons why I think this very well may be the case. And in my opinion, I think this will likely be the case. The only question is when. Well, there are some signals that could show it could happen sooner than I anticipated. Again, this article comes courtesy of Cointelegraph. And the title of the article is ETH 2.0 will help Ether outpace Bitcoin, Pantera Capital CEO predicts. So the CEO of Pantera Capital is predicting this, and not to be confused with the seminal thrash metal band. Ether has more potential than Bitcoin as a newer cryptocurrency, and the latest EIP 1559 will help the token trade more like a fixed asset, Pantera Capital CEO said, amid the looming Ethereum London hard fork. Pantera Capital CEO Dan Morehead predicted that the upcoming upgrade will likely help Ether outpace Bitcoin as the largest cryptocurrency. As a newcomer cryptocurrency, Ether has had more potential than Bitcoin, Morehead said at a recent Reuters Global Markets Forum on Monday. Correct. He went on to say, this is a direct quote, you'll see a transition of people who want to store wealth doing it in Ether rather than just Bitcoin. Morehead predicted adding to the cryptocurrency shift to Ethereum 2.0 will significantly reduce Ether's mining energy consumption levels compared with the one of Bitcoin. Ethereum's wide implementation and decentralized finance applications would also help grow Ether, grow bigger than Bitcoin, he said. Yes, let me read that last sentence because this is something I have been saying over and over again. And except he's saying just, maybe using a few different words than I would. Ethereum's wide implementation in decentralized finance applications would also help grow Ether bigger than Bitcoin, he said. Moorhead's not alone in thinking that Ethereum could outperform Bitcoin in the future. Mike Novogratz, founder and the CEO of crypto investment firm Digity, Galaxy Digital, predicted in late June that Ether could become the biggest cryptocurrency one day. Can you dig it? Yes, folks, I think this is quite likely over a period of time. And what's really exciting about this is now that we have the Dogecoin Ethereum bridge, it's finished. And the finishing touches are just being put on it right now. It's going to be market ready in the near future. This is really exciting. And now that we have more details, more detailed information from both of those development teams, what have we learned? We have learned that the Dogecoin Ethereum bridge is a mutually beneficial technological advancement that even far exceeds many people's assumptions and predictions about it. Many were speculating that this Dogecoin Ethereum bridge was perhaps a half-baked idea wherein only Ethereum would be the primary beneficiary of such a bridge. But now we know that Ethereum needs Dogecoin just as much as Dogecoin needs Ethereum for this bridge to be successful. And we also know now, with more detailed information being out right now, that the motivations for this bridge to have been transpired have been equal in part. The desire for this to happen have been equal. The predominant creator of Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin, has explicitly expressed that a Dogecoin bridge really does make some great additions to some of the shortcomings of Ethereum, and vice versa. So as I was saying, I said it on Twitter even earlier today, I think, it's my opinion, that this Dogecoin Ethereum bridge, the more it shapes up, the more it kicks into play here, is likely going to be the biggest game changer in the entire crypto market. It's going to be an incredibly significant game changer to the likes that we haven't really seen. And I am super looking forward to it. Those of you who are bullish on Dogecoin have lots of reasons to rejoice over this. And I still think, even at the buy-in points right now that we are looking at for Ethereum, right now Ethereum, let's just take a look here, is trading right about even at 2,500. It's down about 2% for the day, up about 9% for the week. Even at 2,500 buy-in point for Ethereum, my opinion, not financial advice, I think is still an excellent deal when you're talking in terms for long-term holdings as an long-term Ethereum holder. I think 2,500 is still a great buy-in point for it. And from everything that I'm seeing too, I think there's more than enough reason to believe that by end of year, I got a Doge barking in the background there. Sorry, guys. End of year, I wouldn't be surprised if Ethereum got to 15,000 by the end of the year. I think it's very possible. Let's see. We've got Nicole Magenta. Anyone who doesn't understand that metaphor shouldn't be putting their money on crypto. Rock Lobster, welcome. I just noticed you snuck in there. Did Upshot shat in the closet? I don't really know how to respond to that. Hummus Pizza, welcome. Really excited for ETH this weekend. This could be a really exciting weekend for ETH. And now we know there was just a recent phone conference meeting with the Ethereum developers predominantly spearheading this project with a few of the Dogecoin devs. They had like a phone conference call meeting yesterday morning. I wasn't able to get any information about it. I could have, actually, because I have a pretty good rapport with Ross Nickel, but I just got caught up busy with some stuff. So I'm going to see if I can find out if any inside information on what transpired in that call, you guys. Sliding Edge says Ethereum Doge bridge execution will be crucial for their rollout. This can easily slingshot Doge by a multiplier of 20 inside a year. I think that's realistic once implemented. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much it's going to slingshot Doge, but I do think it's going to be rather significant. 20x, perhaps. Yeah, it's definitely within the realm of possibility. Beef Supreme agrees. Ethereum to 15K. Some are even saying, I noticed Miles G even said on one of his videos today, he thinks that Ethereum will even get to 20K end of year. I believe that's what I heard him say. I'm more scaled back, but I could see realistically Ethereum getting to anywhere between 12 and 15K by end of year, which is still an incredible return on your investment now when we're looking at $2,500. But if both Ethereum and Doge for me are very long-term holds. I don't even plan on really looking, yes, but not touching my Ethereum or Dogecoin investments for a few years. That's just me. Let's take a look here. And by the way, I want to cover VGX. Some of you may be wondering, what the heck is VGX token? VGX is the signature cryptocurrency of Voyager. Voyager is the predominant cryptocurrency trading platform that I use. It's had its flaws lately, to be honest, but overall it's very quick. It's extremely intuitive. It's extremely user friendly, and the transaction speeds are very quick. If the deposit speeds in both directions happen very easily and very quickly, which I think are very important to me. Very important features to me. If you're used to the user-friendly intuitiveness of Robinhood, but don't want Robinhood, I think Voyager accomplishes that. Anyway, they have their own token, and they've had it out for a while called the Voyager token. It's VGX, and so VGX has been down in the dumps for a while, guys, and I was initially very bullish about VGX based on what plans that Voyager said they had coming this year, which was expansion throughout Canada, expansion throughout Europe, and then towards the beginning of 2022, expansion into most of Asia. So this seemed extremely ambitious and something that would almost for certain, in my opinion, really pump the market value of VGX. But it took a big downturn and it stayed there for a long time. But VGX has now come to life. It's gone up over 40% just in the last 24 hours. So after going up by 40%, VGX has started attracting new investors now. And so people are aping in on VGX now, which is great. I mean, that's what you need. That's exactly the kind of thing that is required for a crypto to continue its bull run, right? So Voyager token, aside from being the native cryptocurrency of the Voyager exchange, it was, Voyager was a platform built to accommodate both institutional and retail traders. And you can tell it it equally caters to both, honestly, and I think it accomplishes that. I think it accomplishes that pretty well. So finally, VGX. I wasn't sure what to think of it anymore. Honestly, I was starting to lose hope. And right now it's up 43% for the week. And it's trading at $2.90 at the moment right now. And it has a market cap of about 645 million, just to put some perspective on that for you. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Fatali's got a lot to say. We all have on Coinbase is my free Doge. Yes. And another big breakout, guys, even more so than VGX right now. Do I have an end of year for VGX? Not really. I have no idea what to expect. My previous estimations were like so many experts' end of year estimations for VGX, which used to be conventional wisdom that VGX was going to come in anywhere between $30 and $50 by end of year. Right now, it's trading just a little bit below $3. To give you some perspective on that, now I would think VGX would be lucky to come in at $15 end of year, but I think that is realistic. If I had to put a recalibrated end of year prediction on VGX at this point, I would say anywhere between $11 and $17, which is still a great return considering it's trading under $3 now. But even more than that, Sanchez Gaming, welcome. Hey, Steven, how is everyone the Doge fan today? We are doing it to it. We're keeping it going, brother. Good to see you. Luna, Terra Luna, I've been telling you guys to keep an eye on Terra Luna. My only regret is that I didn't put more money into Terra Luna. Of course, hindsight is always 20/20, but Terra Luna has just been rallying incredibly lately, almost more than any other top 100 crypto. Let me give you some little bit of breakdown what's going on with Terra Luna here. And I've always been a fan of Terra Luna. I've always considered a pretty understated, undervalued, underappreciated crypto. So Terra Luna is up a whopping, get this, guys, 53% percent points over the last week. It's up 53%. And then over the last month, check this out. It is up 150% over the last month. Holy smokes. What a massive bull run in the midst of sharp market complacency and bearish trends. Luna Terra bucking all of those trends to the tune of 150% MV increase over the course of the last 30 days. Now, check this out. Luna Terra is up almost 20% today from yesterday. Almost 20% today since yesterday. So that means if you would have invested in Luna yesterday, you would already have 20% gains in returns within a day. Just incredible. From what I'm seeing, I'm sure we are in for some inevitable retracement, but I don't think it's stopping here, folks. Right now, Luna Terra is trading at $14.36. I think there's going to definitely be some retracement here, but I don't think it's done. I think there's a lot of room to go there, and I always have thought that Stellar Luna is a good long-term investment. And I think it will continue to see great things. I would say, statistically, Luna Terra is the big breakout winner of the whole week, for sure. Let's see what you guys got going on in the chat here. If anyone's interested in giving Voyager a checkout, you can. Let me look. Yeah, you can use my partnership code for Voyager, and if you use my partnership code for Voyager, you'll get approved within 24 hours, meaning you won't have to be on the waiting list there. Number one, and number two, by using the Voyager partnership code, my Voyager partnership code, you get. When you start trading, you'll get $25 in free Bitcoin. Yeah, $25 in free Bitcoin automatically. And it's kind of a win-win because what I get out of that is I also get $25 in free Bitcoin when you use my partnership code. I'm going to pop that in the chat in case that's of interest to anyone. I haven't put that out there in a while, in a long time. But yeah, Slay Blaze, whoa, Terra Luna up, way up. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, I wasn't kidding. Fatali Chow Lee coming with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much for that, Fatali. Really appreciate that, man. I went back to work my corner to pay the Steele man for the hard work. Show some love, people. Fatali, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Appreciate you so much, man. Thank you for your continued support of the show and your enthusiasm and just bringing it to the community here. Really appreciate the Fatali. So yeah, and the thing is, I don't think Luna's done. Hindsight's always 2020. Personally, myself, I'm in a financial situation where I just gotta mind my expenses right now. I don't really have a lot of extra capital to play with for investments, but if I had, and even said it last night on the show, I would have put money on Terra Luna even yesterday. If you're thinking about investing in Terra Luna now, I'd probably wait. I'd probably wait a little bit. I'd probably wait to see how it plays out over the next 48 hours. Because after a huge, fantastic rise like this, and I could be wrong. You always got to just make educated guesses on this stuff. But I would say it's a higher probability that Terra Luna's going to go into a retracement very soon now. But I think there's so much more to be done with Terra Luna, and I think it's going to catch some legs again after that retracement. Fatali says, I'm signing up so I can get 25 and get Steele 25. That a boy. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's easy too, and like I said, Voyager is it's a very user friendly. It's very easy to navigate. It's very easy to get around, and for me, that's really important. I don't like using personally. I kind of avoid trading apps wherein it doesn't have a super user friendly, intuitive experience. That I'm less likely to trade on those sort of applications. But yeah, I'm going to go to the next story here, guys. Give me a moment and I will get to it. Go into my notes. And this story is just going to dovetail off the Terra Luna story, guys. And this comes courtesy of Cointelegraph. Terra Luna price rallies 162%, while Bitcoin and altcoin prices drop. Study fundamentals and rise in demand for UST and Luna. Just a few of the reasons why altcoins, these altcoins gained 162% in the last 2 weeks. Bitcoin has appeared to faked out investors with its move to 42,000 last week and above 38,000. Altcoins with strong fundamentals and real-world applications are gaining momentum. Terra Luna, a blockchain protocol that backs the fiat-pegged Terra USD stablecoin, is one such project that has managed to buck Bitcoin's downward trend and climb higher since the start of August. Yeah, that's putting it mildly. So Luna really did completely buck the trend of Bitcoin dominance for sure. Another reason for this Luna increase, guys, has been its demand for Luna as it relates to the protocol's tokenomics and the utilization of Luna to mint UST Tether. So established platforms like Mirror Protocol, for example, they require more UST to bootstrap that kind of a platform with new protocols to launch Terra Network. So this increased demand has the potential to trigger even more price gains for Luna, and I think it's going to keep going in that direction, guys. Josh Rendell disavows coming with a large, generous super chat for $20. Thank you so much, Josh Rendell. Appreciate you so much, man. He says, here's approximately 94 Doge coins, my bro. I appreciate that, man, and I will use that super chat for some Doge coins, my friend. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it, and always appreciate some more Doge coin in the wallet. Anytime. Abstractus Artemis says you can deposit cash on Voyager and use it right away, which yeah, you can do that. It's very user friendly in that regard. That is a big advantage. Another thing too, I will say, if you use my Voyager code, and once you start trading, you'll get the $25 in free Bitcoin. You don't have to keep your Bitcoin there. You can end up trading that Bitcoin out and put it into any other cryptocurrency. So with some of the referrals, to be honest, I roll over most of my referrals into my Bitcoin referrals into Ethereum, but that's just me. Now I have next to no Bitcoin left on Voyager, so now I'm trying to build up some more Bitcoin, because I do want to have some Bitcoin just to sit long term and not think about for many years. You can also get interest on several coins as well, which is awesome. Yeah, the interest program on Voyager is quite impressive. It's definitely hands down one of the more impressive programs on all the exchanges. I think APR for holding your Dogecoin on Voyager is 2%, but some of them are even up to 7%. I know their host token VGX, I think it's I think he gained about 7% interest there, for example. Another thing too that's important to keep in mind is on USDC, which is a stable coin that's worth $1. It's basically the $1 equivalent, digital equivalent. It's on Voyager, but the reason why I bring it up is because they offer anywhere between 9 and 10% interest, APR interest on it at all times. So what I did actually is I rolled over part of my savings account, and I just rolled it over into USDC on Voyager, and I'm just letting it sit there long term, because I can collect about an average of 9.5% interest annually on that. Whereas, I mean, how much interest would that money be earning in my bank? A fraction of a percentage. That's kind of what it's down to now, not including all the fees that can come with that. So let's see here. I'm going to the next story, folks. Next story. This comes courtesy of Bazinga, and I will get to this story literally in 30 seconds. I just have to take care of something. I will be back on the air within 1 minute. So just talk amongst yourselves, enjoy the synthwave, and I will be back in 1 minute, folks. Hang tight. Okay, I'm back. Catching my breath here. I just had something I had really to take care of. So thanks for your patience. And while I catch my breath here, guys. Fatali, while I was gone, putting in a $10 super chat. Thank you, Fatali. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. Says, come on, Doge fam. I meant it when I said, show some love for the Steele man. A couple bucks don't hurt your butts. Yeah, I understand people are... I don't know people's different financial situations right now, but I do appreciate it, Fatali. I do appreciate it. People aren't required to super chat me to watch by any means, but it's obviously hugely appreciated for all the time I put into this. I mean, I'm almost full time as far as how much time the channel has been occupying, but I love to do it, and I'm glad I could be like a daily voice of encouragement in the Doge community and in the crypto community at large, and just kind of offer a different kind of show than you would get anywhere else, frankly. So, let me see here. I'm just pulling up my notes, guys. Just kind of going to recalibrate, get to the next story here. Again, thank you so much, Vitali. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Oh, here we. This is where we were. This comes courtesy of Bazinga. Bazinga. Mila Kunis presents Stoner Cats. Oh my gosh. You know the actress, the famous celebrity, Mila Kunis, presents Stoner Cats, a weed-themed NFT animated series. So she's presenting it, and her main reason for presenting Stoner Cats is she felt that the NFT space was a very masculine area. Okay. Mila Kunis, the popular American actress best known for her role as Jackie in that 70s show Meg Griffin on Family Guy, will produce and lend her voice to Stoner Cats, an animated series for adults that tells the stories of 5 cats who, yes, smoke pot. And that's not the most curious part of the project. In order to watch Stoner Cats, so here it is. Here's the caveat. In order to watch her cartoon Stoner Cats, you need to own a Stoner Cats token. That is to buy a collectible NFT. So we're seeing more of this. I actually had that CEO of that token that ended up being kind of controversial to some people, Dink Doink. They had the same idea. Now they're expansion into NFTs and animation series in relation to their token. So now Mila Kunis is up for it. I can't speak on behalf of if Stoner Cats will be funny or not. No one's seen it yet. I don't know if this is something I would enjoy or not, personally. But, right out of the gate, she says, I felt the NFT space was a very masculine area. Like, right out of the gate, like, that's your motivation for creating an NFT animation series? That's your motivation just because you thought it was a very masculine area and you just felt like you had to just equal out some sort of, like, gender quote on it? I mean, I guess. I mean, personally, the thing that should motivate you for getting into something is you have a passion for it. That should be your predominant motivation, but that's just my opinion. Furthermore, the women that I end up having the most respect for are the ones that just do it. They just make things happen, and they don't particularly have to make a polarizing issue out of it. It's just kind of like, less talk, more action. Just do it. People have a lot of respect for you. So I don't know. Stoner Cats. What do you guys think? Do you think Stoner Cats is going to be any good? Abstractus Artemis says, Stephen Steele, you're definitely a voice of reason in these crazy times. Appreciate that, Abstractus. Appreciate that. Yeah, no worries, guys. No worries either way. So this could be funny, actually. The more I'm reading about it, is the people she's enlisted for Stoner Cats are Chris Rock, who I really like, Ashton Kutcher, I'm kind of indifferent to, Seth MacFarlane, and then obviously Mila Kunis. Another colorful act. Get this. One of the cats is voiced by Vitalik Buterin, the Russian programmer who founded Ethereum. Wow. So they've enlisted Vitalik Buterin to be one of the voice of the cats in Stoner Cats. I'm more of a dog guy myself. I know people are very approach to their cats, but I'm more of a dog guy personally. And then it says, what led Mila Kunis to get in the NFT world? When Conan O'Brien asked Kunis how and why she made the leap into the crypto and NFT world, she responded with a feminist approach. In quarantine, some people started baking or knitting. I jumped headfirst into crypto and NFTs, and I'll tell you why. It was because it made me nervous, and I felt it was a very masculine area. All the people I knew who knew anything about it at the time were always men, and I was like, it can't be that hard. So I immersed myself in it. I surrounded myself with two incredibly smart women who knew all about it, and I educated myself about it, and I felt empowered. Okay? Okay. See, to me, again, I couldn't imagine just looking at a space. Imagine if you flip that around. Just, if I may, just entertain this for a moment, guys. If someone asked me why I got into, I don't know, let's take something, and I'm not trying to stereotype, let's take something that's typically a female-dominated hobby or space, like knitting, for example. And then someone were to ask me, and let's say I just got in, over the pandemic, I just jumped headfirst into knitting, and I wanted to become super all about knitting. And then somebody asked me, well, what drew you to knitting, Stephen Steele? And imagine if my answer was like, well, I'll tell you why. It was because it made me nervous that knitting was a very female-dominated area. And I just felt like I had to change that. Well, shouldn't the answer be because I thought it would be fun to learn how to knit and that I had a genuine interest in it? I don't know. Call me crazy, folks. Call me crazy. Vitalik is an alien. He needs some milk, Vitalik says. I think Vitalik Buterin, I think he might be vegan or something like that. I know when we had Nick Balls was talking about that the other night, where he was like, he offered his free services to put some meat on Vitalik's bones and get him jacked, get him ripped. That's what Nick said. Fatali says, sell your bags and buy Dogecoin. You will not regret the move. Not over time, my friend. Not over time. That's my opinion. Anyway, enough about Mila Kunis and her stoner cats. You know, we'll see. It could prove me wrong. It honestly could be a very wildly funny venture, or it could be a real dud, no matter how much talent she has enlisted for it. So we'll see. Listen, if it actually ends up being legit funny, I will be the first person to admit it. Next story here, guys. Next story. And this comes courtesy of Bazinga. Bazinga as well. Bitcoin and Dogecoin will rise as U.S. dollar is dying. Rich Dad, Poor Dad author Robert Kiyosaki says. And I don't know if you guys ever read that book, but it's a pretty good book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. But cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Dogecoin are alive and kicking despite what naysayers may say. Well, the U.S. dollar is on its way out, according to author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. What happened? In a recent email, Kiyosaki pointed out that crypto is not dead and that Bitcoin is up over 200% from last year, and others such as Doge are up over 120%. He provocatively asks, Does that sound dead? He declared, what is about to die is the dollar. Kiyosaki goes even as far as to warn that the dollar's demise will crash the whole economic system. Well, I wouldn't go that far personally, but I think the greater point I do agree with. I think crypto is far from dead. I think it's the most vibrant market going in the world today. And keep in mind, the more popularized cryptocurrency becomes, particularly Bitcoin, the more gobs of money and that will inevitably keep coming into it, and the more investors and the more institutional money that rolls through cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, the less volatile the crypto markets will be, the less they'll move. So right now, we are so lucky to be in the crypto space right now, because a lot of it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and even Dogecoin, and some of the other top 10s, most of the other top 10s. Keep in mind, guys, eventually we're not going to see these wild fluctuations. So what's bad about wild fluctuations? Well, it kind of makes us nervous because that's our money, right? And when we see it go way down, that means our profits are going way down, or even our initial investments going way down. But conversely, when things go way up, that means your profit margins are absolutely wild, and we love that. We love that. And there's no other market on the planet wherein you have the capacity to make the sort of money that is being gained right now in the crypto market. But it won't always be like that, okay? Among the top coins that we're seeing now, eventually there's going to be so much institutional money and big money and investment in there where they're going to stabilize. They're going to stabilize, but we are still in what I believe to be the ground floor level of crypto. Each and every one of you that's in the chat tonight, that's watching the show tonight, we are lucky. We are so lucky to be involved at the level that we are at right now. We really are. We really are, folks. We're just getting started. Fatali, thank you again for a $5 super chat. Doge Army, full support in my veins. Show love, peeps. Thank you, Fatali. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it very much. I noticed that the makeup space was feminine. Stephen Steele. Josh Randall disavows. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's just dovetailing off a point that I was making earlier with that. And maybe that might be a hot take to a few people, but whatever. Anyway, the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad says he advises that it is a time to prepare for this crash, and claims that it's the best time to get rich is during a crash, and that this crash will last a long time. So I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure if we're headed for a big, huge, massive world fiat crash. I'm not saying that it can't happen, but I don't think it's going to be a full-on crash. But I do agree with him in terms of, I still think this is a great time. We're still at the ground level in terms of crypto in its totality, in my opinion. And this is still a very opportune, a very ideal time to get invested, provided you have the patience to hold long term for those big margins, guys. Kiyosaki himself decided that to invest in cryptocurrencies, which he believes to be outside the economic system. He also suggests that crypto will fill a void when the mainstream economic system collapses. Still, not any cryptocurrency will do. The email stresses that it is primarily of importance that the coins to be decentralized, which makes them unreachable and impossible to regulate by the governments. The future of money and finance is in crypto, he said. Well, I agree with him there. Again, I don't agree with all of his statements. I think they're a little bit over the top in a few things, but most of his sentiments I think were pretty right on. And Rich Dad Poor Dad is a very good book. If you feel compelled to check that out, he did a really good job with that. And let's see what's going on in the chat. Welcome, Junior Hall. Good to see you, Junior Hall. And welcome to membership. Welcome to membership. Speaking of membership, you guys, I am going to host a little members only after show for members only after this stream. Okay, I'm going to be doing these more and more, and those are going to be members only streams. So those usually get a bit juicier, a little bit more behind the scenes. They're a little bit more. They could get a little more personal in terms of having conversations with folks and fielding a lot of questions across the board, a lot of random questions, things like that, and some kind of behind the scenes kind of glimpses behind the scenes and information like that. How to become a member, just as Junior Hall, I'm sure, did. He probably click the link pinned at the top of the chat, and I offer 3 different tiers of membership, guys. 3 different tiers of membership, and then it unlocks a lot of features, exclusive features, and access, members only access. So, and it's just another great way to support my efforts and support what I'm doing. So, welcome to the green scene, as I like to say, Junior Hall. You are in good company, my friend. Good company, my friend. Here's the next story, guys. Robinhood stocks. So Robinhood recently launched an IPO. Very recently. It started very sluggish, as most IPO launches do. Most IPO launches start very poorly, and Robinhood was no exception. However, right now its IPO is roaring back. It's looking pretty strong, looking pretty good. But that being said, even though it's roaring back, typically a weak IPO launch is historically not so good of a sign, guys. Not so good of a sign. But could Robinhood prove that wrong? It certainly could. But we shall see. We shall see. Anyway, Bazinga again reports the historically bad market debut of Robinhood's markets. Hood, as you guys were asking about earlier. I didn't put it together. I thought you guys there's actually a cryptocurrency also called Hood. I thought that's what you were asking about, not the IPO. So, of course, this makes so much more sense that you guys would be asking about the Robinhood IPO. NASDAQ. Last week must have seemed like a distant memory for investors on Tuesday, with the stock gaining 24.2% in the regular trading season. For now, all is forgiven for Robinhood investors, but the initial market skepticism of Robinhood last week has historically been a bad sign for IPO's longer-term outlook. So watch out, guys. I'm telling you, be skeptical, be wary, be careful of holding on to your hood long-term, okay? Don't be afraid to walk with some profits. Don't be afraid to know when to fold them, because typically, statistically, now I'm not saying that Robinhood can't go on to be an exception to that, because there certainly are exceptions to this, but typically what usually happens with IPO with weak openings is their longevity usually doesn't play out too well. So Robinhood's lackluster day one performance exceeded the previous record holder, a brokerage firm, which was MF Global. So just be careful out there, guys. Bazinga goes on to write, one potential red flag is Robinhood allocated such a high percentage of its IPO share to its own users. It's unfortunate, but hot deals with shares very much in demand get allocated to Wall Street's highest paying clients, the hedge funds and mutual funds that pay the highest annual commissions, with perhaps a few shares thrown at ultra high net worth investors that not only trade with the big banks, but also take out loans from them or invest in bank-sponsored private equity funds, Barchet wrote. When retail investors get a big slice of the deal, it's often because Wall Street is stuffing them with shares of an unpopular IPO. So guys, with Robinhood's huge move on Tuesday, that came without any major news from the company, it may be a good sign Robinhood is on its way down the path of something like PepsiCo. But like I said, historically, IPOs that have had weak starts, I got to be real with you, that is typically a red flag. Just catching up with the chat here, guys. And let's see if I got any other stories here. Not too much else on the roster tonight for the main show, guys. So I think I'm going to wind down the main show here. But do not be dismayed. I will be back for members. Those of you members only, if you want to join me in a special members only stream, bonus stream, I will be coming back on in 10 to 15 minutes, okay? Make sure your notifications are set on all to be able to access and know where to go for that members only stream. You can also find the stream. I'm going to put it in the news feed. I'm going to post it in the news feed of this channel, okay? So look in your YouTube news feed. I'm going to post it there as well, a link to the members-only stream. After this one is finished, I will be setting it up. It'll be going live in 10 to 15 minutes after the stream is over, okay? I'm going to take a little bit of break, wet my palate, get some water, get some hydration, and get back at it for the members-only stream. If you want to join us at the members-only stream, you can become a member very easily by clicking the link at the top of the chat or clicking the join button below the video as well. Either or there's a membership link in the description of the video as well. So yeah, guys. At that, I want to thank everyone for coming out. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate it. Let's stay positive. Let's keep the Dogementum going strong. Let's keep spreading the Dogementum, spreading the positive energy, and keep growing this channel. Growing this channel like we're growing the Doge community, and just keep everything moving and grooving. We have so much to be encouraged by, and so much exciting stuff's been happening over here. And I believe we'll continue to be that way going into the future. Anyway, thanks a lot for joining tonight, guys. This is Steele signing out.